It's summer. Time to enjoy long days, lazy nights, and great food. Because Uber Eats has deals all summer long. So, when hunger strikes, don't sweat it. Delicious deals are just a tap away on Uber Eats. Enjoy all your favorite grocery items delivered straight to you. Get ice cream, soda, and snacks from your favorite stores like Wegmans and CVS and make the most of every moment. Now that sounds like a good summer. Order now on Uber Eats. Terms apply. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Checking off the boxes on your to-do list is a great feeling. And when it comes to checking off coverage, a State Farm agent can help you choose an option that's right for you. Whether you prefer talking in person, on the phone, or using the award-winning app, it's nice knowing you have help finding coverage that best fits your needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is Optimal Health Daily. 10 Reasons You're Not Making Progress in the Gym, Part 1, by Jordan Syatt with RogLawFitness.com. And I'm Dr. Neil, your host and narrator. Hey there, welcome to another edition of Optimal Health Daily, where I read some of the best blogs covering health and fitness, just like an audiobook. Now, we have a bunch of shows where we do this. Just search for Optimal Living Daily to find all of them. Now, today's post is a bit longer than what I typically narrate, so whenever that happens, I'll read the first half today and then finish it up for you tomorrow. So, with that, let's get right to it as we optimize your life. 10 Reasons You're Not Making Progress in the Gym, Part 1, by Jordan Syatt with RogLawFitness.com. I have an issue. Actually, I have a lot of issues, but that's neither here nor there. For some reason, this one in particular has really started to get under my skin. Every day I get questions from family, friends, clients, Macedonian princesses, and other people of the sort. Okay, I lied about the princesses. Asking me to explain why they're not making progress in the gym. The funny thing is, every suggestion I make is apparently wrong. According to almost everybody, their training is perfect, their diet is on point, and everything in between is absolutely stellar. So what gives? Well, I hate to break it to you, but if you were doing everything perfectly, then you wouldn't be having this problem to begin with. More likely than not, you're doing several, if not many things, to keep you from making significant progress. If you're tired of making little to no improvement in the gym, then check your ego at the door and take a listen to the following list. When you're finished, set some time aside to reevaluate your current training and lifestyle habits to see if anything needs a change. Be honest with yourself. There's no room for an oversized ego during this process. Consider the things you may or may not be doing that are preventing you from making the best gains possible, and come up with a plan outlining the changes that you need to make in order to succeed. Oh, one more thing. If you're satisfied with making little to no progress, then you need not listen any further. The list. 1. You don't have a goal. However obvious this one may seem, I'm prepared to wager that most of you haven't outlined a legitimate goal to center your training routine around. The key word here being legitimate. If your goal is something akin to be healthy, lose weight, or get stronger, then you need to dig deeper and think about specifics. The key to a successful training program is creating an achievable and explicit goal. Anyone can lose weight or get stronger, but how many people can get to 6% body fat or increase their 1 repetition maximum deadlift by 100 pounds? By creating a specific goal, you can customize any training program to get you there as quickly and efficiently as possible. This brings us to 2. You don't have a plan. I can't tell you how much it kills me every time I see a guy go from one exercise to the next with no rhyme or reason behind any of his choices, other than that particular muscle isn't sore or the exercise looks pretty fun. In all fairness, Bosu balls provide a great platform for party tricks. I can't possibly stress enough the value of a training program and its importance in making consistent progress in the gym. Let's pretend that your goal, recall number 1 on this list, is buried treasure, okay? If we're equating your goal to buried treasure, then your training program is the treasure map. Logically speaking, without the map, there is absolutely no way you're going to find the treasure. I mean, think about it. Even Jack Sparrow needs a map. Second grade story time analogies aside, A training program is a prerequisite to being successful in the gym. Make a training program that is designed specifically for you and your goal. Stick with it and follow it exactly as outlined until you get what you want. Repeat this process over and over again and reap the benefits of success. 3. Your diet doesn't match your training. This is when things start to get a little bit tricky. Without going into too much detail, depending on your personal situation and goal, you need to either choose a diet that works with your training routine or choose a training routine that works with your diet. For example, if you're an athlete with a fixed training schedule, let's say it's the off season and you have practice 6 days a week, then it only makes sense for you to modify your diet based on your training routine. On the other hand, if you have very strict nutritional guidelines, like a large calorie deficit in order to facilitate fat loss, then you're going to have to modify your training program to suit your diet. Regardless of the situation, if your diet isn't conducive to your training, then you will never progress, period. 4. You're not doing the most productive movements. This one is pretty straightforward. Depending on your goal, there are certain movements that absolutely must be a priority in order to make progress. Generally speaking, there are a group of exercises, or variations of them, which should be emphasized in every training program. These movements are compound or multi-joint movements, and without a doubt, provide the most bang for your buck. They are the conventional squat and squat variations, like a front squat, goblet squat, and box squat. The conventional bench press and bench press variations, like the dumbbell bench press, incline bench press, and floor press. There's the conventional deadlift and deadlift variations, like the sumo deadlift, the trap bar deadlift, and the Romanian deadlift. And chin-up and chin-up variations, like weighted chin-ups, close grip chin-ups, and pull-ups. There are certainly other moves that have their place in every training program, but if you are or have been neglecting any of these movements, I highly recommend programming them into your routine. 5. You're not warming up. Plain and simple, if you're not warming up before you train, then you're not training smart. I can't express how important a warm-up is in relation to success. Granted, different goals call for different training routines which require different warm-ups, but I have yet to see a training regimen which does not necessitate some form of a pre-training stimulus. I'm not going to take the time here to outline all of the benefits of a well-executed warm-up, but suffice to say that getting the right muscles firing before you train can be the difference between a debilitating injury and setting a personal record. Fewer injuries plus more training time equals greater progress. At the very least, make sure to incorporate the following into your warm-up. Myofascial release, also known as foam rolling. Hip flexor work, like leg swings, and rear leg elevated static lunges. Scapular retraction and rotator cuff work, like behind the neck pull downs, and band-assisted internal and external rotations. And glute activation work, like glute bridges and their variations. 6. Hear that on tomorrow's episode. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled 10 Reasons You're Not Making Progress in the Gym by Jordan Syatt with RogLawFitness.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary.
Oikos presents 15 Seconds of Strength.
Here we go. Steve's got a trunk full of groceries and no one to help him.
Oh, that's tough, Jim. Looks like a 5-trip load at least.
He grabs the first bag, the second. Bob, it looks like he's trying to do it all in one trip. He shimmies the door open, steps over the dog, and he stumbles.
Oh, right into the kitchen without missing a beat. Jim, now that's a man who eats his protein-packed Oikos.
With 15 grams of complete protein in each cup, Oikos Triple Zero can help build strength for every day. Oikos, stronger makes everything better.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job posts seen on other job sites. Indeed's Sponsored Jobs helps you stand out and hire fast. With Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. When I've hired in the past, the process was slow and overwhelming. I wish I had used Indeed. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/health. Just go to Indeed.com/health right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/health. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need. Dr. Neil here for my commentary. Did you happen to catch the one thing that all of today's suggestions have in common? If you were to follow each of these suggestions, the best thing to do is write them down and track your progress. Track everything, your workouts, how much you lifted and how many times, what you ate, how much and when, what warm-ups you've been doing, and so on. Okay, even if you don't write everything down, keep track of just one or two of these things. That will help. Now, how is it possible that writing down and tracking progress actually helps? Well, first, researchers have found that when we write down our goals, not type them or speak them into existence, something happens in the brain, and it tricks us into thinking the goal is real. That then makes us more likely to actually achieve the goal. Also, researchers have found that when we write down our progress, or basically when we track our progress, we are more likely to continue the behavior. If we stop tracking our progress, the behavior usually stops, especially if the behavior isn't automatic yet. So, find a pen, a cheap notebook, and let's get started. All right, that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for listening today and every day. Don't forget, I'll be back here tomorrow to finish up this post, so I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.